Hello students, welcome to online classes of Geography of Class 9. This is the fourth class of the chapter number 3 Drainage. Now the topics that I'm going to discuss for today's class is the features of peninsular rivers. Now peninsular rivers either they drain to Arabian Sea or they drain to Bay of Bengal. So when they are draining to Arabian Sea, they are considered as a west flowing peninsular river, and when they drain to Bay of Bengal, they are considered as a east flowing peninsular rivers. So we will just get the features of west flowing peninsular rivers, east flowing peninsular rivers, and there are some other peninsular rivers. We'll just know the name of these other peninsular rivers. Now let us proceed to the features of peninsular rivers. It's just a recapitulation because I have already discussed about the features of peninsular rivers in the previous class. What is it? Rivers are seasonal in nature, and you know why it is seasonal in nature, because they are not originated from the glaciated peaks and they depend upon precipitated water and underground water. That is why it is seasonal in nature. They have short and shallow courses because they are not able to erode in that order. Their gradient are less, their velocity capacity is less. That is why they are shallow and the stretch of the rivers are short. Now they originate from central highlands and western ghats. Drainage basins are small in size, and next we are having the catchment areas are also small. Now the catchment areas are the areas where basically rivers get their volume of the water. Now here the catchment areas are small. Why? Because the entire year the same volume of the water is not there, because it is not based upon the glaciated zone. So the catchment areas are small. Now next we'll move to the west flowing peninsular rivers. Now the west flowing peninsular rivers, the two main are Narmada and Tapi. Narmada and Tapi, they drain out their water to the Arabian Sea. Now when they are draining it out, they flow through Rift Valley. Now what is a Rift Valley? Due to activities of faulting, due to activities of faulting, when an entire track of mountain gets divided into two parts and the middle part subsided down. Now, the subsidence of the middle part give an appearance of a valley that is termed as Rift Valley, and the two elevated portion are termed as block mountains. Now, the block mountains that are present in our country, one is Vindhyan Range, another one is Satpura Range. Vindhyan Range is situated towards the north of River Narmada, and Satpura is situated towards the south of River Narmada and Tapi. Now, due to this faulting, the valley that has been developed, it is a Rift Valley, and both the rivers, that is Narmada and Tapi, they are flowing through Rift Valley, and they are draining out to the same direction, that is west flowing peninsular rivers. And another common feature, that they make estuary near their mouth. Now hopefully estuary is basically a funnel shape structure that extends towards the sea, and it is a comparatively elevated area where it is devoid of deposition, and basically the rivers which are short in length or courses and their erosional capacity is less, they form estuary near their mouth. So the three features that we have seen are common to both Narmada and Tapi. Thus wise, these two rivers are considered as twin rivers of Western India, or what we can say of peninsular India or west flowing peninsular rivers. Now there is one specific feature for Narmada, that it flows through a deep gorge. Hopefully you know what is a gorge. I have already explained it in the previous class. And where it is being made, it is made there near Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. Now here, when the river Narmada enters in Jabalpur and over there the structure of the rocks in such a way that there is an alternate arrangement of hard and soft rocks. Now, when this alternate arrangement of hard and soft rocks are there, what is the resultant? It is difficult to erode the hard structure, but the soft structure is easily eroded. So, what happens? The river just bumps out from this part. I'm just giving an example, the speed breaker, which is there on the road surface. Now, what happens when the vehicle just moves from that speed breaker area? The vehicle bumps out. Similarly, when this type of feature is there on the earth surface and it is due to the erosion done by the river water, this is termed as plunging of river, plunging, plunging of river, and it creates that is a feature termed as rapids. And after the rapid is being created, the next outcome is the waterfall. So in this way, a waterfall has been developed near Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh named as Dhuandhar Falls, and its English term is cloud of mist. Now, the next is there are other west flowing peninsular rivers, Sabarmati, Mahi, which is there situated in Gujarat, Bharatpuzha, and Periyar, which is there in Kerala. So, these are some of the features of west flowing peninsular river. Now, let me just give the specification of other basic features of these two rivers, of river Narmada and Tapi. That is Narmada Basin and Tapi Basin. Narmada originates from Amarkantak Hills in Madhya Pradesh, and Tapi rises in Satpura Ranges in Betul district, and both are draining to Arabian Sea. Tributaries are short and they main rivers meet at right angle. That means what is the pattern they are flowing through? That is trellis pattern, if you remember that. Now, the drainage basin of Narmada is in the states of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, and the drainage basin of that is Tapi is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Tapi also flows through making a right angles, or the tributaries meet at right angles, and then they follow a pattern of rectangular pattern, and where they originate they makes a radial pattern. So the source indicates the radial pattern, the joining of the tributaries shows the trellis pattern, and flowing through Rift Valley shows the rectangular pattern. So the three patterns are there, followed by both the rivers Narmada and Tapi. You can see the rivers that is originating. Tapi is originating from the Satpura ranges, which is there in the Betul district of Madhya Pradesh, and Narmada is originated from that central highland, that is Amarkantak Hills, which is there in Madhya Pradesh. That is the edge of Chhattisgarh is being touched, and it's drained Gujarat and drains to Arabian Sea. These are the two, and Mahi and Sabarmati are there, and even in Kerala it is there for Bharatpuzha and Periyar. Now next we will move to east flowing peninsular rivers. Now east flowing peninsular rivers, they are basically Godavari Basin, Mahanadi Basin, Krishna Basin, Kaveri Basin. That means river Godavari, river Mahanadi, river Krishna, and river Kaveri. Now, distinct features: Godavari is considered as the largest peninsular river. Now, from where it is originating from the slopes of Western Ghats, specifically Nasik district of Maharashtra, and it drains to Bay of Bengal. Its length is 1500 km, and it drains out, the maximum is Maharashtra, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. And some tributaries are the Purna, the Vardha, the Pranhita, Manjira, Venganga, and Penganga. Now, one most very important specific: Godavari is considered as Dakshin Ganga. Now, why it is considered as Dakshin Ganga? Because of its length and the number of tributaries, and this is the largest drainage basin of peninsular river. So thus wise it is considered as the Dakshin Ganga. I'm just saying it in the video. The small part, the last line of that part has been just that is, it's not coming in the slide. So just listen to the video that it is Dakshin Ganga. Why? Because of its longest length or the large length and the large area that is being covered along with its large number of tributaries. Next, we will move to Mahanadi. The source is highlands of Chhattisgarh and flows through Odisha to reach Bay of Bengal. Length is 860 km and it covers the state of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Odisha. Now its origin is Chhattisgarh. Now why it is being stated that it covers the state of Maharashtra? Because the tributaries are coming from Maharashtra and joining it with river Mahanadi, and then it's draining to Bay of Bengal. Next, Krishna river sources from the spring near Mahabaleshwar and it also drains to Bay of Bengal. The tributaries are Tungabhadra, Koyna, Ghatprava, Musi and Bhima, and its total length is of 1400 km and it covers the state of Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Lastly, Kaveri, its source is Brahmani range of Western Ghat, and near Kudalur in Tamil Nadu it reaches Brahmagiri range of Western Ghats, and near Kudalur in Tamil Nadu it drains towards Bay of Bengal and its length is 760 km. Now the main tributaries Amravati, Bhavini, Himavati and Kavini, and the drainage basin are Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Now all these peninsular rivers are east flowing peninsular rivers, and one most important feature of all these that they are comparatively having more number of tributaries. They are comparatively having a long length or the stretch or the area that they cover. And number 3, all these rivers make delta near their mouth. Godavari delta, Mahanadi delta, Krishna delta, Kaveri delta. So the east flowing peninsular rivers make delta because their longest stretch is there compared to west flowing peninsular rivers, and when they are making delta, that means sedimentation is possible because their tributaries are more in number and gradually there is gentle sloping of the that is the eastern zone. So thus wise it is making the delta near their mouth. Now just I'm moving with the map to show the rivers. You can see all the red marked out areas. Godavari, you can see it is originating from Maharashtra and it is moving towards Bay of Bengal. Then we can see river Krishna is there and it is having its tributaries Bhima, Tungabhadra, and it is draining towards Bay of Bengal. Then comes Kaveri is there. It is also there making that is a delta near its mouth. And in the state of Chhattisgarh, in the state of Odisha, it's originating from Chhattisgarh, draining out that is Chhattisgarh. Then comes to the part of Odisha and draining to that is part of Bay of Bengal. So all these they make delta near their mouth. They make delta that is Mahanadi delta, Godavari delta, Krishna delta, Kaveri delta. And why is it possible? Because their tributaries are more and they split up into numerous channels because of excessive sedimentation. So hopefully it is clear to each and every student about the difference between the west flowing peninsular rivers and the east flowing peninsular rivers. And there are some other rivers. You can see it is given over here, Brahmani, Subarna Rekha. These are some other rivers. Even Damodar is also there, which has not been there in the slide. Damodar is also there, Betharani is also there, which are other peninsular rivers draining towards east, that is Bay of Bengal. So these are some other peninsular rivers. So Till now, I have discussed about the features of west flowing peninsular rivers, east flowing peninsular rivers, and you got the clear picture about the difference between both the types of the peninsular rivers. Still, if you are having any doubts, mention it in the comment section. Keep the notes done entirely in your copy in that order, the way it is proceeding with your that is the notes, or in the PDF form or in the slides. And thank you for following today's class. Have a nice day.